Make we see as we fit use basic formulas to make calculations on Microsoft Excel. So for that reason, I don prepare another small work for us wey we fit use do our tutorial. So we go see as we fit use formulas do addition, subtraction, and average on Microsoft Excel. So make we look this small table wey I don prepare. This na table of students and scores. So the students of a school and the scores that they have in a particular term or a semester. Make I quickly see if I fit just format this table. Make I create borders around them, so it go dey easier for us. So all borders. So if you see them like this. Before we continue, I want to quickly stress one thing. Microsoft Excel, just like any other new skill where you learn, it require practice. So many of the things we will go learn for inside this course, you guys dey practice them. You know, say they talk say practice makes perfect. So you guys dey practice them. Now only by that practice, now you go become proficient in Microsoft Excel. So make we look this table very well. Like we don't talk before, we have the students, we have the scores. So may we use this table answer some of the questions where I don't prepare for us for here. With the use of formulas, find the sum of Ocon and Aisha scores. So that one means say we go find the sum. We go add Ocon score 38 and Aisha score. So you know our normal addition now. We fit just enter those scores and add them together. You get some things where you suppose know for Microsoft Excel. To start any calculation, you go use the equal to sign. So that one be say if you want enter any calculation for Microsoft Excel, you guys use the equal to sign. So now we don't press equal to. So equal to Ocon and Aisha score. Normal, if na paper they use, we go just write 38 plus 90, which is Aisha score. 38 plus 90, we get our answer. We enter the numbers where we want add. That is Ocon score, which is 38. Then plus, we go press plus for our keyboard. Aisha score is 90. So if we just enter 90 and then press enter. So you see it don't give us our answer. So this is the sum of Ocon and Aisha score. So but it get another way if we do them. Instead make we just type all those numbers. We fit just say equal to, then we go the number, the cell we want add, which is Ocon score 38. If you just click on, you see cell B5. Then if you look the formula bar very well, you go see say they reflect everything we type for here. Now why this formula bar is very important be that it go reflect all the formula where you take arrive at the answer of any calculation where they do. So Ocon score na 38 and that 38 inside cell B5. Then we just add them. If you just plus Aisha score. Aisha score na 90. So if you just click Aisha score, so B5 plus B8, that is the content of cell B5 plus cell B8. So, and if you look at very well, say for the formula bar, it don't show us B5 plus B8. So if you press enter, you see say we arrive at the same answer. So, but the difference between these two be say this one manually we enter the formula. See I'm 38 plus 90. But if you click on this one, you go see say now the cell content he add. So now another way we fit do addition for Microsoft Excel be this. So you get another way we fit do addition for Microsoft Excel. You know, maybe I be newcomer for Microsoft Excel. I don't know how to go about them. Remember, say we don't identify many of these items before in our earlier in the tutorial. So if you just come here, you know, click on insert function and then see search for a function. So if we just search what we want to do, so make I type I want to add two numbers. Microsoft Excel now like engine wey be say you go give information and it go return that information for you. You go tell am wetin you want to and it go do that thing wey you want to for you. So I want to add two numbers. Make we search for this one and see the formula wey go bring. Returns the sum of complex numbers. So if you click OK, you see am. It don't ask us say which numbers we want add. Make we enter those numbers. Make Excel add them for us. So we fit type in the number, but to save our time, you fit imagine say you dey work on several numbers. You go dey type am one by one. That one go waste your time. So the first number we want add now, account score, which is 38. You click am, you see am, 38, and then you go reflect am here. If it be like say it dey very confusing and you want single out this particular cell, if you just click here. If you click here, it go ask you the number. You go see am very well. You go see am clearly, the number where you dey type inside the cell. So to go back into the function, if you just click this button again, then here we fit add the second number. You see as we click am, it dey increase the number of spaces where we fit type our numbers. So that one means that you fit add as many numbers as possible. If I click this one, you go see say it go add another space. So but now only two numbers we want add, Ocon and Aisha score. So if we click Aisha score for the second number, B5, B8, that's 38 and 90. The answer is 38 and 90. It don't show us say the answer now 128. So if you add as many numbers as possible, so the formula result is equal to 128. So you go see the addition of all the numbers. You go see the result of all the numbers where you add even here before you even press OK. So if you press OK, you go see them for inside your cell. So now some of the methods we will take do simple addition with this. If you just use the normal manual method, like say we write for inside sheet 38 plus 90, and then we fit just enter the cells. Don't forget say we always add equal to before you start any formula. So that equal to sign must precede any formula. It must start before you begin to enter your formula. So if you also add the cell content, which is B5, B8, and then if we use a function. So this one now, this imsum now function if we add numbers. Don't forget how we reach this function. If you just come here, click on the insert function, and then we search for them. Because in this cell they don't carry me come the imsum function tab automatically. So we'll cancel this one. We don't finish the first task. We'll go the second task. The difference between Jalil and Emeka score. So this one they very simple. We go just find the difference. We go subtract, So if you say here equal to, I don't want to type in the numbers like we do for this one. So I just go click on the cell contents. So Jalil's score now 44, and then the minus sign for our keyboard, and then Emeka's score now 71. You see Jalil and Emeka. Jalil is in the Jalil's score is in cell B3. Emeka's score day cell B4. If we press enter, minus 27. The reason why we get a negative sign, for people who know maths very well, you go understand. Say if we come out bigger number for inside smaller number, our answer go be negative. But if we come out smaller number for inside bigger number, our answer go be positive. So make I delete this one. And then Emeka score dey higher, so make I enter them first. Then minus Jalil's score, which is 44. So 71 minus 44. So our answer now 27. So you see this formula bar they show us the formula. This one they show us the result. Our cell they show us the result. So the formula bar is very important in case we want to change anything for the formula. So now when we use our insert function to find the difference between Jalil and Emeka score. So we could just come here, click on make we search for difference between two numbers, then go. See, im sub returns the difference between two complex numbers. So if we press OK, it will ask us, say, which numbers we want to subtract. So we want to subtract, we want to find the difference between Jalil and Emeka score. So Emeka first number, and then if we just click here, enter Jalil's score, which is 44, contained in cell B3. If we go back, 71 minus 44, it don't give us the answer, and it don't show us, say, the formula result now 27. So we click OK. So you see, say, our answers tally. So now the different ways we will fit do basic operations for Microsoft Excel be this. So if you look here, you see, say, our formula different. If you look here, you see, say, a different formula. If you want to work professionally, if you want to do very fast, it better make you use this one. See, because for this one, if you add as many numbers in the shortest possible time. So make I cancel this one. So our third exercise, find the sum total of all the students' scores. So that one be, say, we won't add everything. So if you just say is equal to, they made the enter one by one, 44 plus 71. But can you imagine, say, they work with large number of data, that one will waste your time well. So you get one function for Microsoft Excel for our home tab, what would they call Autosum. So if you click Autosum, it will help you find the sum of numbers automatically. But you get some other options too. If you look this small arrow where the face down, if you click on, you go see, say, no be only sum you find. If you find average, if you find count numbers, if you find maximum, if you find minimum, and if you find more functions for inside the insert function tab. So for here, we won't find the sum of all these numbers. We won't find the total score of all these numbers. So if we just come here, then click Autosum. So you go ask which cell you want make we add, which cell content you want make we add. So now this cell content we won't add, and then if we just drag them down like this, you see them. So I don't tell them, say, make you find the sum of cell B3 to cell B8 as I drag them down like that. So B3 to B8. So if you press enter, you see them, the sum of all these numbers now 361. Make we come cross check if it did right or wrong. If you highlight all this, score, then come down here. Excel don't automatically do the average, the count, which is 6 set of scores, and the sum, which is 361. So our sum tally with Excel automated calculation, which is 361. So we'll get them correctly. So make we quickly go to the next exercise, which is the average of Sarah, Aisha, and Adi score. So the first thing we'll go do now, enter our equal to sign. Then if we enter Sarah plus Aisha score, which is 90, and then plus Adi score, which is 65, and then if we just divided by 3. So our answer now 164.6667. So make we try another method. So if we come here, our insert function, so we want search for average okay, it there our front page. If you just click average, see it returns the average arithmetic mean of its argument, which can be numbers, names, arrays, or references that contain numbers. So if you press OK, we won't find the average of Sarah, Aisha, and Ade's score. So Sarah's score, now you go enter for here. Sarah's score is 53, so if you click on B7, which is 53, then Aisha's score, let's come here, Aisha's score in cell B8, which is 90, and Ade's score. Ade's score is 65, so we click 65. So and if we click OK, 69.333. Oh, it be like say one mistake dey here. Excel no fit make mistake, so it be like say na me make mistake. Make we quickly do am again for here, but this time around I go use a BODMAS formula. So you know the bracket of division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. If we press is equal to, and then into bracket, make we put our figures Sarah plus Aisha plus Ade, and then close the bracket, and then if we can divide that one by 3. Okay, so now the right way to do am be this. We suppose put brackets, but here we no put bracket. So if you look at very well, so you see say our answers tally. So but these our points dey too much. So to reduce the number of points, if you just come here to the number, you see increase decimal, and this one decrease decimal. So we want decrease the decimal. So if I click on, make I click on for this one too. So now the average of Sarah, Aisha, and Ade's score now in be this. So now so we fit do basic calculations for inside Microsoft Excel. So make we not forget to start formula. You gotta start with equal to, and then you know, you fit use the plus sign, and you fit use functions IMSum to do basic addition. To do subtraction, you fit use IMSub, and you fit use your basic subtraction sign for Microsoft Excel. For the sum total, you fit use your functions, or you fit use Autosum. Autosum self na function, but you know, if you come here, search for addition of numbers, and then you go get the same answer. And then for average, you fit use the insert function, and you fit do them manually like I do for here. So now so we fit do basic calculations for Microsoft Excel. Before we continue, make I just quickly format these cells. This is our title bar. Make I just paint them like yellow. Yellow is fine. Autofill. Now the next thing we will do be this, but make I just paint them. I think I like green. Yeah, green. They okay. So just to show us that this ones are titles. So the next thing we'll go look for Microsoft Excel now, autofill. So as the name imply, autofill now to fill something automatically. Excel will make our work easy in many ways, and one of it now, say if it predict sequential order. So imagine say you enter 1, and then you enter 2 for here, you enter 3. Excel don't know say these numbers this sequential, that is it follow a particular order. So we all know say the next number na 4, the following number na 5, then the next 6, 7, and so on. Excel self know. So if you highlight these 3 numbers, and then you come to the autofill handler, where they here, this small box, where they here, you click am, drag am down, Excel go fill am automatically. So many of these sequential numbers, Excel know am, and if we dey work with large number of data, maybe one number, large number of data, we fit just use our autofill handler. It go make our work easier and it go make am faster. So the same way, no be only numbers. If we get something like dates, for example, we will call this one January, then we will call the next cell February, we'll call the next one March. So you see, we know say the next month now April, May, June, and so on. So the same way, even Microsoft Excel self fit predict. So if we highlight these three and we click on our autofill handler, you see and we drag them, you see it don't automatically fill them. The autofill handler don't help us. You see January, February, March, April, May, June, and so on. So now some of the things where Microsoft Excel fit do to save our time with this. So and in the same way itself, if you use any other kind of sequential numbers, maybe odd numbers or even numbers, maybe like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and so on, if we just highlight them and if we drag them, Excel go predict and you see 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and so on. And then the same way, if we want to use odd numbers self, there's a mistake here. So and then if you highlight them, drag them down, you see them. So another function of Microsoft Excel be this. We fit use this one to save our time. If you enter any set of sequential numbers, you fit just use the autofill handler to drag them down. So the next operation we will look for Microsoft Excel now, the find and replace. I don't create a small table we will fit use for this tutorial. The names of people in an organization, their number, and the department where they did for inside that organization. Make I format this one. We'll paint them blue. Okay, I like them like this. Imagine saying an organization with this, the names, the number, the department, and we get some to 103 employees. Don't forget, so we not start from 1, start from 2. So we have 103 employees, we have their numbers, and then we have their department. The sales department, publicity department, account, and so on. So imagine say we want to change one department to data science department instead of scientist department. We want to change down to data science department. So if you just come here, instead of science, you just type data science. So the data science department. So for everybody we be scientists, scientists cannot be a department. So if you just say data science department, sales department, publicity department, accounts department, PR department, training department. So here we want to change all these ones we do under the departments called scientists. We want to change them to data science department. So we don't change this one, and we feel they change them one by one like that. But now imagine say we get maybe like 5,000 employees. When you want to finish that one will take time. Make I expand this. So one way we feel make our work easier now to use something what they call find and replace. So if you look your home tab for here, if you come here, the place where we see our Autosum, some other items stay there, and where would they go now? Find and select. So we want to use this find and select to find the departments where they bear scientists, and we want to change them to data science. So if we click on find and select, and then we click, you see it will bring some options for us. If we just click on find, so it will open new tab for us, find and replace. So we won't find something and we won't replace them with another thing. So Excel they ask say find what. So if you just type scientist, you see am. So if I click find next, now the next one be this. If I click find all, it go find everything where they there. See am. Now the cell be this cell C9, cell C10, and then you go find all the cells where scientists did there. So 17 cells they carry the scientist department, and we want change them to data science. So if we just click on replace, so it asks say replace with what? Replace with data science. You see am. So if you click replace, it go replace scientist with data science. If you click replace all, it go replace everything. So you see as I click replace, this next cell will be scientist, it don't change to data science. If I click replace again, you see it don't replace the next one, it don't go to the next one. But if I click replace all, you see all done. We made 15 replacements. So if you click OK and then you click close, you go see say you don't replace all the cells will be scientists, you don't replace them to data science. So now you can have our data science department. So this one dey faster pass make you just replace them one by one. I want to teach us a shortcut where we fit take go this find and replace automatically. Instead make we come find and replace for here. If you just use Ctrl F for our keyboard. So if you press Ctrl F for your keyboard, you go open the find and replace tab. You see Ctrl F. So now so if you use find and replace. Find and replace they very useful. You feel need them in your place of work. Imagine say you don't scrap one department and maybe you don't change the name just like we change for here. Imagine say you change that department and you get about maybe 5,000 employees. So within 1 minute, if you just quickly change all the employees within another department, you fit change them to the new department where you want to replace them. So now so we fit use find and replace. Another thing we fit do with find and replace now advanced find and replace. If you come here, you'll see say we get some options. So not be only within cells you fit find and replace. You fit find and replace, within sheets. You fit find and replace by rows. You find and replace by formulas. You fit find and replace by match case and by matching entire cell contents. So I think this one dey very easy because of the names. Find and replace within the sheets. Find and replace within the rows, formulas. Match case, for instance. Now to match the case, if it be uppercase, if it be lowercase, capital or small letters. For match entire cell content, either you want match a part of the cell content or you just want match the entire cell content. But where I want go now, this format. So imagine say I want just format this cell for this person, Okon Amarachi, will be trainee. Maybe I want just upgrade them to the sales department. Maybe this one perform well during our training period, and I want mark am say okay, this one perform well. Make I color am with yellow. Nasiruddin Alo, to perform well. Who else? Mohammed Shion, this one self perform well. Igbeti Olunloyo, this one not perform well. Okay, those ones will not perform well. I feel just put them for red. Which other one? Okay, Jago Feromi performed well. Igbeti Olunloyo, this one not perform well. So now imagine say we get something like this, and then maybe we want to promote them to maybe sales department or different departments, and then we want just edit the departments with them there. We feel just go our find and replace. So Ctrl F, find and replace. So they ask you find what. So I feel just click on format, not be scientist, to make I delete this one. I will just click on format. So it will ask us choose format from cell, or format, or just create a particular format you want. So I'll just click choose format from cell. So this particular cell, so I want to replace them with, you go see say I don't put anything inside. I don't click the format already, so Excel don't recognize the format. So if I click replace, make I delete this one. So if you just replace them with sales, and then I will just put the format to choose format from cell. No, make I create my own format. So fill, make I use the green color, okay, to show that you don't graduate from trainee to employee, okay. And then I might just click replace all. So we have made 3 replacements. You see, all done, we made 3 replacements, okay, close. So you see, now what you fit use advanced find and replace be this. So if you replace in several ways, so if you replace by format, you know, and if you check under that format, if you replace by, you know, by filling with colors, if you replace, you know, with borders, fonts, if you replace in many ways. So now, so if we use find and replace and advanced find and replace. So the next thing we'll go look now how to format cells. So make I enter something inside this cell. And then make I enter a number. To make your work more effective, Microsoft Excel they work with cell formats. If you make Microsoft Excel recognize this one as text, and if you make Microsoft Excel recognize this one as number. Normally, when you enter numbers and text like that, Microsoft Excel will recognize them generally. So if it be text, if it be number, if it be date, if it be anything. If you look here, you go see say now the format of this particular cell now general format. If you look here, you can see say even this number now general format. So your text and your number now general format. So how if we change the format of your cells? If you just come the cell, right click, and then click on format cells. You see number, alignment, font, border, fill, protection. So if you format your cell in any way, if you format your cell by, you know, filling with any color, you know, if you format them by creating borders, by changing the font, changing the alignment, but make we focus on the number now. Now the cell where we select now text we write inside them. So instead of general, if we just change them to text. You see them. So if you change them to text, if you just click OK. So now instead of Excel recognizing it as general format, Excel will recognize them as text. And so this one too, if you just change them to number, so instead of Excel recognizing it as a general entry, it will recognize them as number. You see them. So if you click number, you will see the sample. You know, for general, this is the number we enter, 664556. If you click number, see 664556.00. If you don't want the decimal place, if you just come out by reducing the decimal place or by increasing the decimal place. So make we reduce them. Another thing, say if you change format to currency, you see $664,000, $664,556. So So $664,556. So if you change them to any currency where you want, if you choose any currency, if you even choose Naira, I'll be like say Naira did there. Okay, now be this. So if you choose any currency where you want, or if you choose accounting format, and then if you choose any other format where you want, date, time, percentage, and so on, if you even customize the format, any format where you want, you customize them in different ways, or if you type the format where you want. But because seeing a number, I just click on number and reduce the decimal places to 0 and then press OK. So right now, if I want to create any formula, if I want to do any calculation, Excel recognize say this one a number and this one a text. So it is very important if we do calculations, because it will make our calculations more effective. So maybe we see another examples of how we feel format cell. Make I just put date for here. 1/1/2021. So Excel don't recognize, okay, it don't recognize this one as date, so that's okay. So but if we even change the format of the date, so if you just go to format cells, now the date be this 1st of January 2021, we fit change them. Now the format be this, now the existing format be this. If you click on another format, you see January 1, 2021, okay, must have been on a Friday. If you even change them to this format, you see them. So different formats we will use. So make I change them to change them to this format. Be like say I like this one. So you see Excel don't recognize say in a date format be this. And if you look at our formula bar self, you can see this is our date and our time for that particular date. So now so we fit format numbers. Now so we fit do simple formatting for Excel, just to make our work more effective and to avoid some errors we will make during calculation. But just know say generally when you enter text and number for inside Microsoft Excel go see them as general. But not to worry about them, except say you get maybe big data or multiple calculations where you want to do. So make we check some other operations we will fit do for Microsoft Excel. Remember say earlier for the tutorial, I talked say we fit bring in data from multiple sources. When they show us the tabs, I tell us say we fit input data from web, from text, from other sources. So imagine say you can't get some data where you want input for Microsoft Excel. Maybe you get them from Microsoft Word or Microsoft Outlook, or maybe Notepad. You get the names of your employees, like the names they will get here, and then you want input them for inside Microsoft Excel because maybe you want send email or circular to all of them. So you want import their name from another source. So maybe we'll see as we fit do that one. We can just open another sheet. So I get some list of names for inside Notepad. Make I open Notepad. So I get this list of names of employees in a company, and I want input them for inside Microsoft Excel because I want send email to all of them. So make I just copy them. Copy. I can paste them inside Microsoft Excel. So alright, so I don't paste them. So if you look you go see say na row 1 e dey, and e spread across row 1. We'll check okay, so it's spread across row 1. Alright, so now we don't enter our data from Notepad, and our data they spread across row 1. So you get something where I want to show us. Our end goal now to extract emails, so go fit send email to all these workers within this company. So if you just highlight all this data, if you just click on row 1, highlight the data, and then go to text to columns under the data tab. You see, so if you click text to column, okay, you see Microsoft, so okay, so error message there. Oh, okay, so if we look this our data very well, you go see say it's spread across row 1, but make we check shey na true is spread across row 1. We'll check cell J1. If you look the formula bar, normally our formula bar will reflect the content of the cell. If you look the formula bar, it will tell us, it will show empty for cell J1, the same for I1, H1, and so on. So it be like say all the data we will copy now only inside cell A1 a day, now only inside this first cell a day. You see you see our formula bar, you see. So all the data we will copy they inside this particular cell. So now why this formula bar they very important be that if you first look at like this, you go think say they spread across all these cells in the first row, but not be so. Now only inside this cell, and I in there you see B1 it empty, but A1 it carry all the data we just put. So instead make we highlight all these rows, we go just copy cell A1. So now we don't copy them. If we come back to text to columns, and it go open a tab for us, convert text to columns, and it will give us some options. Inside the options you see delimited and fixed width. If you look what's in the right in front of delimited, it say characters such as commas or tabs separate each field. Fixed width, fields are aligned in column with spaces between each field. So make we choose delimited. I will explain why I choose delimited as we continue. So if you just click next, it will show us our data. Now our data be this. You see Olumide Yalo, Ajao Thomas, and so on. So now our data be this. Now it go ask us how we want to delimit this data. My main aim now to separate all this data, all these names. I want break them into all these rows. Make it inside this row. Make one name there inside cell A1. Make another one there inside B1, C1, and so on. So now they ask me, say how I want to take break them, how I want to take delimit them. So I want to delimit my data based on what? If they ask, say shena tab, shena semicolon, comma, space, or order. If you look the names very well, you go see say that they separated by semicolon. So if I untick this one and I choose semicolon, you see the format, you don't format them. So now one column be this, now another column be this, now another column be this, you see. So now so we go see if you untick them, if you choose comma, you see you go see it like this because no be comma separate them. If you choose space, it go break your data according to the spaces. You see say space there between Olumide and Alo, so you go break them. It go break Alo, it go break Ajao. So but not be waiting I want be this. I want the first name and the last name made a day inside one cell, and so I go just choose semicolon, and then from there I go choose next. It will bring out some other options for here, but everything they set. So if you just click on finish, So you see it don't break all this data. So Olumide Alo dey cell A1, cell B1 Ajao Thomas, cell C1. You see the formula bar dey show us say something dey inside all these rows. You see? So now so we fit break data by delimiting. So we'll just go to text to columns and then we go delimit our data according to anything we want to separate the data. So now all this data dey inside this row, they dey inside rows, but I go really like make the data dey inside columns. So it go dey easy for me to do anything where I want to. So how we go take do this one? We go highlight all this row. So to highlight this row, remember wetin we learn: Control, Shift, and the right key. See, you don't highlight everything. Another way we fit highlight, instead of Control, Shift, and right key, now to just click on that particular row. So if I click on this row, it go highlight everything. So as we don't highlight them, I feel just copy, come this column. I want to make all these names, I want me the day arranged inside this column. So if we just come this column, then paste special. So if I click paste special, it will carry some options come for us. It go ask, you want paste time, you want paste the formulas, or chain of values you want paste, and several other options. But where are they go be this? I want transpose. So if I click transpose and I click OK, you see it go rearrange this name vertically inside this row where I want post them. So now waiting transpose they do be that. So make I expand this one. So if you look at our new list of names, you will see say it tally with this one, just that the arrangement they different. This one they arranged horizontally, while this one they arranged vertically. But it gets something where I don't notice. If you look at very well, you will see say space day before this A. You see see this space. So if you want to make our work day neater and more effective, we got to remove all these spaces. So if we just click on a one by one, and we fit just remove all those spaces way day before the names. But now imagine say we need to do them for like hundreds or thousands of names. Imagine the kind of time we go take. But instead we do them manually. I go teach us one function. We go do everything one time. So if I click here, the name of the function na trim. So when we see what in trim they do, if you click insert function and you type trim, you'll see okay, removes all spaces from a text string except for single spaces between words. So you won't remove any extra space where they before the names or after the names. So trim now the best function to use. So if I click OK, it go ask me I enter the text where I want trim. So I want trim all these texts, all these names, but make I start from the first one. If I click this is cell A3. If you see cell A3, Olumide Alo, and if I click OK, it don't trim The same way, if you want trim Ajao Thomas, if I enter the trim function manually, you see trim, I click, so it don't show us. See trim, then enter the text where you want trim. So make I just enter them like this. You guys enter the format as they show them. You see say trim, open bracket, text, and close bracket. So I don't enter the trim function, open bracket, I don't enter the cell number, and then close the bracket and press enter. So you don't trim everything. So you see so to trim the rest, this small box with the down below this cell, make I just double click so you don't trim everything automatically. So if you look this Amaka Ife Sinachi, you go see say space dey before the name, before A. But if you look here, you go see say you don't trim am. See the same with John Gift, the same with Okon Amarachi. You see? So now so we fit trim text. So trim go comot the space wey dey before the text and after the text, but you no go comot the one wey dey in between the text. If you look the function very well, trim, okay, removes all spaces from a text string except for single spaces between words. So all these single spaces wey dey between these words, you no go remove them. So now how we fit trim our text be this. So you get other functions where you fit just play around. If you click this insert function, you get different functions. But most of the time the ones where you just recently use, now you go show for here. But several functions dey where you just fit search and play with them. So make we try some other functions before we continue. Imagine say I want change this text to capital letter. I want change them to uppercase. You get a function what we fit use. See make I try type change text to uppercase. See upper, convert a text string to all uppercase letters. So if I click OK, upper, and you see they ask now, say enter the text where you want change to uppercase. So make we enter this one. If I enter you see cell B3, see it go change them from Olumide Alo to uppercase. You see the formula result now Olumide Alo. So okay. So if I want to do one for the rest, I could just double click this box. So the same way, if I want change everything to lowercase, I feel just enter the function lower. So convert all text in a text string to lowercase. So if I double click, enter the text and then close the bracket, enter, see it don't change them to lowercase. So if I double click on this, it go autofill them. So we don't change to uppercase and we don't change to lowercase. So we fit even change them to proper case. Make I type proper, convert all the text string, convert a text string to proper case. The first letter in each one to uppercase, so just like this, and all the other letters to lowercase. So if I double click, see and then so Olumide Alo, and then I autofill. So now proper case be this. So we don't change them to uppercase, lowercase, and proper case. Make we look another way where we fit manipulate this our text. So if I click here, imagine say I just want the first letter of each name. I just want O, A, J. I feel just type O. I feel come down type A. I feel come down type J. But this one go be very cumbersome. It go take time. And imagine say they work with a lot of data. So what you feel do now to enter a function, we go solve that one for us. So just press equal to and then left. So if you click and see and return the specified number of characters starting from the start of a text string. So if you click left, it is very important make they follow the format we give us. So left into bracket text, then the number of characters that we want it to return for us, and then you close the bracket. So now the text be this, and then comma. That comma is very important, and then the number of characters we want make a return. So if I want make a return maybe 5 characters, I will press 5, close bracket, and then enter. You see Olumi 1 2 3 4 5. But I want make it return just the first letter, so I need just one letter. So make I just 1. So if I enter, I get O, and if I autofill it by double clicking this, I will get the first letter of all these names. So and then the same way too, if we get the last letter, you know, this one on left, if we get the last letter by entering a function called right. So this one will return the specified number of characters from the end, starting from the end of the string. This one is starting from the beginning of the text string. This one is starting from the left of the text string, and right now starting from the right of the text string. But okay, you don't carry error for us because we never type and finish. So make I just come here, type, right, and double click it. So now they ask us for the text. The text is Olumidealo and comma, then the number of characters we will make a return. Just return one character and then close the bracket, enter. So you see so now the last letter will be this. So if we autofill them, you go enter the last letter for all these names. So the first letter by using the left function and the last letter by using the right function. So different ways we will manipulate text database. So if they ask everything you want use all these ones do for inside the company. Imagine say you want create login ID. Maybe you want create portal where you say your maybe your customers or your workers fit take login, and you want make the login ID be like maybe o.alo or a.thomas or j.kemi. So you go need extract all those first letters. So you go fit join them with their surname. So now some of the uses of these functions be this. The same way we will get left function, right function, we get mid function. You know, mid. Okay, returns the characters from the middle of the text string, given the starting position and length. So I go leave this one to you, make you just go play with them and see what they do. So make we no forget, say we won't send email to all these people. Make I just quickly delete some of these examples where I don't show us. Not be waiting with the, not be where would they go with this. Okay, so waiting we want extract from this data now their emails. So assuming say all these people for this company, all these company workers, their email now their first name dot their last name at so.com. So imagine say this Olumidealo email now olumide.alo at make I just think about one company at company.com. Imagine saying that this same format all these names be. So how if we extract the email, so it go dey easy for us to send email to all of them. Make I just quickly delete this one because now example I take and do. So imagine so the first thing we are going to do now to break these names into first name, last name, and then the email, and then I go see how I fit join all these things together. So the first name, last name, and email. So make we break this one using the same method where we break all these ones. So first thing we are going to do now to highlight everything. Come to data tab, text to columns. If you look this data, preview of selected data, instead make it show the names, it will show the formulas. You see trim A3, trim A4, trim A5, trim A6. So this one no go work like this. So then I won't make it see as the names. So now so it go easy for us to break. Imagine say I press next for here, you see, and I won't break them by space. That one no go work. So make I cancel change this one, make it not appear as trim, but make it appear as the name, just like this one they appear. You know, say we not trim this one. Now this one we transpose, put for here, and now trim function we take comot all the spaces. Make I remove this trim formula, and how we go do that one? We highlight everything, then we copy. So as I don't copy them, I feel just paste them for here, or make I even paste them for here, for this same place where I copy them from. If I click paste special, we go paste only the values, only these values, not the formulas, not this trim formula. So if I tick this value box and press OK, so you see instead make we see something like trim A3 for inside our formula bar. Now the name, now the value now we see, now the original value. So now we don't do this one, we will now copy everything, and then if we go to text to columns, so you see our selected data, it don't come out as the value now. Now we want to separate them into first name and last name. If we click on next, so if you see our data won't separate them by the first and the last name. We go separate them by the space. So if you see the preview, you don't separate the first name into one column and the last name into another column. So if we just click next and then finish. Okay, so we don't do them. So you see it don't change them into first and last name. So now we don't separate the first and the last name. Make we see as we fit extract the email. So we'll just do that one here. So don't forget what we want to do. Something like olumide.allo@company.com. So I want to see as I fit join all these values together. Make we go the insert function. We'll search as we fit join text together. Join text together. You see concatenate. And what this one they do? Join several text string into one text string. So now what we need with this? We want join several texts into one text. So if you just click OK, the text one now Olumide in cell B3. The text 2 now dot olumide.allo@company.com. So instead make we just put dot, we could just put them in quote, because you no get any cell where they carry dot. This one gets cell, but dot no get any cell. The text 3 now allo, we won't join them, and then for the fourth text we just type at company.com. Okay, so we suppose don't get our formula results, but our formula result don't do here. And that one now because say you know get cell we contain at company.com. So we'll put this one self inside quotes. Okay, now I don't see them. olumide.allo@company.com. Formula results, save they reflect them. So if we click OK, see them. olumide.allo@company.com, and then if we autofill, it don't extract the emails. So now if we copy all this and if we send email to all these company workers easily, don't forget where they come from. We extract all their names for our notepad. We rearrange them vertically so it will make our work easy. And then now we don't extract the emails. So now how we use text functions manipulate text be this. So another thing where I want to explain, I'll make I use this new data. Okay, if you go to text to columns, you see say now delimit we they use. If I want to use something like fixed width, okay, now the formula still they show. Make I just change the formula. I just change them to values, copy, then paste paste only values, and okay. So we have just our values here instead of formula. So now make I use this data. Then if I go to text to columns, instead of delimited, if I choose fixed width, you see wetin we dey use delimited for now to break characters wey dey separated by maybe comma, tab, semicolon, space, and so on. But for fixed width, just as the name dey sound, now we go fix the width. Now we go talk say, okay, I want make the column start from here, I want make it start from here. So if we click fixed width and then we click on next, so you see am. Now so our data go dey show. If we want set where our column go start from, maybe I want make the column start from the first letter, I will just click am here. So now the first column be this, just the first letters. I will just say, okay, make another column start from here. If I want come out this column, I don't want make it start from here, I will move am. Or if I want come out them totally, I will just double click am. I will double click them. So now make one column start from here, or make another one, and make I put another one here. So you see I don't divide them into 3 columns. This is one column, this is another column, and this is another column. We'll see as the result go be next, and then finish. You see so this is the first column. This first column contains only the first letter, and our second column, you see it break them. So if we break our columns, so now so fixed width. So now wetin fixed width they do, we fit fix the width of our data, we fit fix the width of our text depending on our objective, depending on anything we want to achieve. Make I delete these ones. So make we look at 2 other functions. Make we look at something that they call the length function. The length function, we'll see what they do. If you click on our insert function and you click on length, so length returns an aggregated value. Oh no, not be waiting we define be this. Length return the number of characters in it. Okay, now waiting we define be this returns the number of characters in a text string. So this length function, it will count the number of characters with our text string, and it will return them. So make we try use see what they do. If I press OK, it ask the text which text we won't find the length. If I click on this D3, so you don't tell us say the number of characters in this text string na 23. If I click OK, you see 23. So if you count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on. If you count them 1, 2, 3, to the end, you go discover say now 23 characters they inside this particular function. So this one so now waiting length function they do with that. Another function where I want to show us now something they call count function. Waiting count function they do be say they count number of cells. So maybe we won't count the number of cells we carry data for here. If we just say is equal to count the number of cells in a range that contain numbers. Okay, we know if we use them for here. Make I try them. This one not go work because this one's not be numbers. But make I try them, see what they do. And then let's just close the brackets because you see 0 because they are not numbers. So make we go we'll go use another work we get numbers. Okay, something like this. So we'll count the number of cells. Count. So value 1 and I want to count it down to this. I want to know the number of cells we carry. I want the number of cells we carry this value, and if you press enter, so now 13 cells carry all these values. So 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 13. So the same way, maybe you won't count the number of cells with the, if you just say equal to count, and then if you enter the number, drag it, so you see 96 cells, so 1 to 96. So now waiting count function and length function they do with this. So in your spare time, if you just play around the insert function and see what many of these functions they do, so and as you practice them, you go to build perfection.